Hello Libra friends, I'm Annie Botticelli and welcome to my Libra May 2025 Astrology Horoscope Forecast. So Libra's just gone through it, 2 years of Aries Libra eclipse cycle targeting you. Radical changes in trajectory, every 6 months worth of new dramas and new manifestations. And now in March we had the final eclipse, and April may have been just as intense from that eclipse news. And now we're into May and things are starting to lighten. The new normal is starting to come from the changes that were made. And we've got a whole different world, right? So a couple of other things to know about May is that we've got more, like 5 times more sweet aspects compared to salty ones, which is what I call the times when the planets are not getting along. We really only have a couple of slight negative transits this month. So, we're going from this massive drama, this, massive change into a time of, of a different type of stars. This is for you if Libra is your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or any other Libra placement you're listening for. What I'm going to talk about here is part of your astrological picture. Very late degree Libra friends, so birthdays like October 15th through the rest of the sign. Libra degrees like 23 degrees through the rest of the sign. I suggest you additionally listen to my Scorpio report, as you very late degree friends will benefit from both readings. So we've got a lot going on here. We've got Jupiter about to change signs. Neptune is changing signs this month. We've got Saturn will be changing signs too, and soon. And then we've got Uranus will change signs in July. This is and Pluto just actually recently changed signs too. So it's very uncommon for outer planets that take a long time to move around to change signs. And yet within a year from the end of last year, through this year, all of these things are going to happen. So, Saturn will take a little longer really into 2026, but it's getting there, So what is that showing us? That's showing us that this radical new life for Libra that was cracked open from this eclipse cycle is ripe and ready for creation on all levels in new arenas. So it's very exciting. Let's look at these factors from the shortest term out to the longest term. All right, so the first thing to know this month in particular, besides what I already told you, hey, it's lighter from the eclipse energy, that's easier. Hey, we've got 5 times more sweet aspects compared to salty, that's much better. The other big piece of news is that finally, since September, so like 9 months of having personal planet retrograde, so Mercury, Mars, Venus, have been doing their retrograde thing. May 17th, Venus finishes its post-transit retrograde shadow period. It went direct in April, and we'll be feeling that for sure. In the first half of May, every day, it's just dwindling more and more to just a little more than a Venus retrograde hangover. So that means the second half of May and all of June opens us up into this fabulous time that I like to describe as the tides going out. Right? This is this analogy that I have offered to you to understand the rhythms of the natural world, to help you sync up with the natural rhythms of the universe. Since September, we've had the tides coming in. When the tides go in, you wait on the beach and you see what the tides bring to you. If you try to put something out, the waves bring it back to you. So it hasn't been the best time to try to push something out far and wide, to see super long term, to make those big decisions that could be life changing, to see the outcomes of what may happen for the things that you do now. It may not have been a great time to try to launch something because anything you put out there could have cycled right back to you very quickly. But now all of that has changed. Now here you are on the beach, and it's time to put your message in a bottle out, to put your boat to get off of a deserted island out. And this time, instead of going back to the beach, the tides will take you far and wide. And they will take whatever project you launch at this time far and wide, especially the second half of May when you're completely out of that post-Venus, post-Venus thing. Now, there are many, many things you can do during the first half of May that are completely just fine, in that very diluted shadow of Venus. But if you're trying to do something very long term, and you have say in it, and you want as much forward movement as possible, then the second half of May may hold more of that for you. But your big decisions. This is a very, very big time. So all of the things that left you, all of the energies and karmic worries that you left behind, all of the the pieces of yourself that were not quite yourself that the eclipses burnt off. Now you're in this really good position to see what you want to put out on the tides. And you'll have all of this Aries energy to give you oomph and momentum and drive and motivation and inspiration to do this, plus the action-oriented nature of Aries. Now for Libra, all of this crowds in your house of relationships, so expect that to be very busy. Of course, that has been the theme of the Aries-Libra relationships, is me versus we. So, of course, as usual, you do have more of that, redefining, redoing, updating, shiny, making shiny and sparkly, new and clean your relationships with other people while you're holding dear to you your autonomy and keeping your independence and holding your space within relationship and seeing more of what is working for you and what is not. So if you've been evaluating these things over the time of these retrogrades, now you may be ready to make decisions about the things that you have figured out and to move forward. If you're trying to build your clientele, if you're trying to increase your social circles, if you're trying to find your perfect partner or advance in relationships that you have, all of this Aries energy crowding this relationship space is amazing for that. And especially with the tides going out, and they really are going out, even all the outer planets are moving direct. And it's only Pluto that is starting to move retrograde. So, we have a very, very, very open set of skies from the planets closest to us to the planets farthest from us, so, just really look out for that. If you need someone to help you with things, business stuff, home stuff, this is a time where things can be very, very good together, that you can find ways that your personal happiness and health can be expanded through seeing how other people can take care of some things for you. It may also be a time where you get to show up for other people in ways that feel really fulfilling for you. Now, at the same time, the Sun and then Venus and Mercury will eventually get there to the 8th house. This is going to be a time of very deep relationship energy, plus that full moon that we have at 22 degrees of Scorpio on May 12th. That's going to bring fullness, completion, fruition, drama to the relationship space, deep relationship space. This 8th house that is ruled by Scorpio is going to have that, accentuation from all of the personal planets moving through it. And when we do have that full moon, it actually lights up the house of money for Libra. So, your money versus other people's money, those areas are both being lit up very readily at this time as well. So you'll be finding those opportunities this month, and they can really be opportunities because it's not this retrospective, introspective, backward and inward focus that we've had all this time. That is wearing off, and you will feel fully rowdy and ready to go, and you'll have the information and resources that you need to do that. Now, since May of 2024, Jupiter has been moving through the 9th house, which is the house that it rules. So you may have found yourself traveling far and wide, participating in publishing projects, writing, speaking, enhancing your spirituality, teaching, learning, undertaking education benders, or trying your hand at teaching. So you've got a little more time of Jupiter there. But now Jupiter is getting ready to move on, and you will be feeling it in both places. So even though Jupiter doesn't officially change signs or houses for you until June, I notice a 3-month or so window before Jupiter changes a sign that it starts influencing in both houses. So March, April, May, you may start to see things with your work, your career, your place out in the world, your relationships with your family, your parents, your mom and dad, or you as a mom or dad, really starting to come up. And this puts you at a crossroads. Okay, so Libra's about to be at a crossroads with work and home. All right, so that's for all this time we've been talking about me versus we. And now the new crossroads that Libra's getting ready to undertake is home versus work. Your inner world versus your outer world. Your place, out in society versus your place inside your home or with your family. And you may find yourself moving because of a job opportunity. And this would be an amazing time to do that. You may find that your home is changing, either getting bigger or downsizing. Something is going on to give you more freedom within your work and your home space and having some kind of expansion. So you'll have a full year of Jupiter expanding that space for you. And you'll really start seeing that now if you haven't already. On the topic of Jupiter, one of the other very exciting things that's happening is in the days around May 18th, we officially have Chiron making the fabulous 60-degree angle with Jupiter. Now, truth be known, when outer planets come together, they're together for a long time. So April, May, June, we will have been feeling the goodness of the energy of the wounded healer being offset by the benevolence of Jupiter. Solutions coming into long-standing physical and other problems. Your communication sector being healed through awareness and inner shifts. All of that's going to be happening April, May, and June because they'll be in close proximity to each other all that time. But especially May, and of May, especially the days around the 18th, you may see something really just healing and magical occur. Something that was a sore spot for you or something that was a point of disempowerment for you may become the opposite now. In the days around May 26th, we've got a new moon at Gemini at 6 degrees. So you may find yourself packing to go to a different land, near or far, because that new moon will also light up your 9th house of long distance travel. So Gemini energy can be short distance travel, neighborhood travel, but it's in the house of long distance travel. So you might be packing to go on a trip or getting your passport or something happening as far as that. You may also be getting a car or a device. If you need one of those things, this is an amazing month for that. The first half of the month, you may still get Smokin' Venus retrograde deals. As long as you make sure it's not going to be a lemon or a money pit and you have the money for it, you can take advantage of these deals. And then, of course, the energy clears as the month goes on. So really, the end of the month has amazing energy around getting the thing that you need involving Gemini-related things. Since we're having so many outer planets change signs, you may be interested in what that looks like in your personal chart. And I have a special personalized report to help you with that. So go to Annie B. Clarity, Annie, the letter B, clarity.com to see my personalized outer planet transit report. It's a series of videos that, first of all, gives you all of the scoop on where all of the outer planets are now and where they're going in general for everybody, but it will still affect you. And then there's a segment that shows you the dates of when they're going to be moving through your different houses and what that means for you. So you can go to Annie, the letter B, clarity.com, anniebclarity.com for those. Go to anniehelpsyou.com to get my monthly written star report. If you like the dates and the sweet and salty dates, you want to know what's up, I go into a lot of details. I spend a lot of time writing that report each month. You get it for free at anniehelpsyou.com. Put your name and email address in the welcome letter. Click on the archive link and put May 2025 astrology and you will find it. If you want to learn astrology because your 9th house is accentuated by Jupiter still, or because the new moon is in your 9th house, or you just like how I teach and you want to learn and you want to take advantage of these open stars, go to beastropro.com, beastropro.com, and see my astrology certification course. I hope you have a wonderful month and I'll see you next month. Bye.